Whether you're a beer enthusiast or just a hair junkie, today's video is a bit unusual, but I'm literally always willing to try any best kept secret for the hair of my dreams. So it turns out that beer can that's been sitting in your blast chiller for the last 2 years that you secretly wish somebody would drink at every one of the many barbecues that you've hosted because you hate IPAs has been waiting for you to see its absolute potential. The benefits of beer come down to the hops and malt. So if you do love IPAs, don't worry. There are many other types of beer that will benefit your hair. But I knew I had to make this video when my best friend turns to me and says, with beer in her hand,
"Have you ever poured beer onto your hair?"
I'm pretty darn sure that I looked at her like she was crazy. And she says, "No, seriously, my grandma lived to be 105 and swore that beer makes your hair more healthy and shiny." So I did what any good best friend would do. And I took that nasty IPA out of my fridge and I poured it all over my hair after doing some research, of course. Welcome back to this community where we're serving up holistic remedies for all things hair and lifestyle. But first and foremost, I want to send such a sincere thank you for all of you that continue to tune in every week, like and leave such information-rich comments because they help me so much. I'm learning a lot through you guys. If you're new around here, consider this your invitation to join this growing community of both men and women who are just simply sick of marketing gimmicks and just want to know, what does the science say? So you know me. This video is going to be pretty thorough, so here's what you can expect. 1, what does science say? 2, how to make a beer rinse. 3, how do you use it? And 4, some footage of my results and my opinions. Mainstream marketing keeps pushing that biotin and B12 are the magic pills for hair growth, but it really turns out that science cannot fully support that. These are just 2 small percentages of what makes up the total B complex, which should already be a red flag. What science can consistently say is that majority of hair loss is related to 2 specific culprits, which I dive into super deep in the video linked down below if you want to know what those are. But hint, you have got to be supplementing with vitamin D. It is so important. So it turns out that hops and malt are super high in vitamin B, and science can prove over and over again that vitamin B increases the rate at which hair grows. It improves the tensile strength and it even delays graying of the hair, which makes me kind of feel bad for looking at my friend like she was drunk. Vitamin B isn't just one thing. It's actually made up of several vitamins that they call the vitamin B complex. And I'll pop those on the screen here so you can get an idea of all the individual amino acids that make up the complex. But beer is really high in these. And the beer vitamins that are gonna make all the difference are nioxin and pyridoxine. I know you see biotin on the screen here and you're saying, didn't you just say that biotin doesn't make any difference in the hair? Yes, I did. Okay, so the thing is, biotin is naturally found in animal proteins, which might be why they say upping your protein leads to better skin and hair. But biotin is stored in your liver and in your small intestine, which means our ability to actually use biotin is literally only as strong as your gut biome. And in the most loving way possible, in America, our biome is way off base, which is why autoimmune diseases are so rampant. And on top of that, antibiotics are known to wipe out our gut biome, and livestock in America is pumped full of them. So I guess what I'm saying is save your Benjis by taking the whole B vitamin complex instead of isolating a single one that your body is struggling to use anyway. But on that note, I'm totally not sponsored by them, but I love UMZU for pre and probiotics to improve your gut health. I find that their ingredient labels are something that I can pronounce, and every bottle that I've gotten was packaged pretty recently, so all of the microorganisms are pretty fresh. And this is a total sidebar, but the research also mentioned this little tidbit that I felt like if I did mention here, it might help somebody. Biotin binds to the proteins in raw egg. So that leads to hair fall, but this binding effect doesn't happen once the egg is cooked. Stop eating raw cookie dough. Science actually says that ingesting keratin will not help your hair grow because the protein cannot be absorbed just by ingesting it. So instead, what the science says is by taking the amino acids that the hair follicle knows how to use and it can convert into keratin, that's what's going to make your hair stronger. Science specifically found that the 2 amino acids that help with length retention are L-Cystine and B complex. Science is pretty darn sure that these will help with your hair's tensile strength, which is its ability to handle mechanical damage without snapping, and that it will thicken at the actual bulb of the follicle, or its ability to hold on tighter when it's under mechanical stress. These 2 things will automatically mean less hair shedding and more growth retention. So according to the Journal of Trichology, researchers found that within just 6 months of supplementing with L-Cystine and B complex, the anagen or hair growth phase of the scalp cycle stayed active for longer as compared to the placebo, which means you're automatically going to get more inches of hair in a given cycle of time before that hair sheds and a new one grows in its place. So hair graying, it's really not surprising that of the genders, women are the ones to probably be iron deficient. Thanks, Aunt Flo. But B complex has been found to actually help with the production of melanin, which means delayed graying at the hair strand. Doctors recommend that women specifically supplement with iron, folate, B12, selenium to help with this. But just for ease of use, I've linked my unsponsored favorite down in the description box below that will check all of these boxes for you. So in case you've lost track of all of the benefits that beer has for your hair, here's a summary. Pouring beer on your head is basically a strengthening treatment with several proteins that your bodies know how to use to create your healthy strands. So the entire vitamin B complex that beer is high in is what gives our body what it needs to create the right protein profiles that hair actually thrives on. So isolating any one of these like biotin or keratin really isn't making the difference that marketing says it is. If this video is setting off some serious light bulb moments for you and you see the value of researched content like this, please hit that red subscribe button below. It's free for you and it adds a lot of momentum to my channel. Okay, back to the good stuff. We're about to jump into the actual making of said beer rinse, but if that's too much work, I was actually really shocked to see that there are already so many products on the market today that are infused with beer so that you get all of the benefits. Here are a few of them, of which I've tried none. This is the part of the video where I issue a huge disclaimer that I am absolutely not a registered medical professional. I'm just somebody on YouTube with really good intentions. It's always important to consider your sensitivities or your allergies when trying anything new. I totally recommend doing a patch test and treating tropical ingredients as if you were eating them. You may be thinking, beer has alcohol in it, and won't that dry out my hair? I'm offended. The hair of your dreams is literally the hair of my dreams, and I would not lead you astray. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is pour the beer that you've been definitely giving the stink eye for at least the last 2 years into a clear glass. We need that beer to go flat, which might take a few hours. We're really just looking for the bubbles to stop. So pour that entire glass of flat beer into a saucepan over low heat for 15 minutes. It's super important that we heat the beer at a low heat for a longer time instead of boiling it. This will both evaporate off the alcohol and protect the heat sensitive B1 thiamine and B9 folic acid, because they'll essentially break down quickly when the heat is too high, which means your hair is totally gonna miss out. Let the beer cool to room temperature so it's very comfy for the scalp when you pour it. Double shampoo as normal so the follicles are easily accessible. Pat dry your hair to remove excess water so the beer absorbs better. Flip upside down and massage it in for 2 minutes, so this also improves the oxygenized blood flow with the follicle. Pin your hair away for 5 to 10 minutes while you do other shower things. Rinse thoroughly or mildly if you really like the smell of beer. Definitely deep condition your hair because beer is basically a protein treatment and we need to maintain the protein moisture balance. Continue with your routine as normal and admire your shinier and stronger strands. Okay, initial impressions on the beer rinse. It does to me look like it really defined my waves. Like you can see underneath even, it's like really defined. And I wouldn't say it's any more soft than normal, but it does look shiny. I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. So overall, I think I would probably say it did pretty good. To me, it feels a little bit dry, I think. So I've been just putting a little oil on my ends, and that helps. But then when that kind of absorbs, it just goes back to feeling a little bit dry. But it's, I don't know, I like the look of it. Okay, so I've washed out my hair from leaving that beer wash in for several days. My hair is so soft. It feels the same softness all the way down to my ends, which usually my ends are pretty dry because you can tell they're pretty bleached. But just look at how that falls, you know? I mean, it's it's just glossy. It's so surprising to me. You can tell my frizz is pretty low too. Um, like it really helped the follicles to lay down with that protein strengthening treatment. So like it really penetrated deeply, and I can't get over the shine. Like I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's just so shiny. So I'm pretty impressed, and I think I might be using this again. Okay, I've just gotten out of the shower and blow dried my hair. So this is the hair with the beer wash being put in after shampooing, left in for like 5 to 10 minutes and then rinsed out. And then I followed it up with um, a strengthening conditioner, deep conditioner treatment, which I talk about in a past video of how important that is if you have bleach damage. And then after that, I just followed up with like a regular conditioner just to get a little bit of slip on my hair. But anyway, this is pre-serum too, okay? I wanted you to see pre-serum, like, so this is just blow dried without any oils or anything. And I would have to say I'm pretty impressed with the shine. Um, I think it's shinier than it was when I left it in as like a leave-in wash. Um, as far as the way it feels, I think it feels a little bit drier than it did when I rinsed out the last spear wash after having had it in for several days. It doesn't feel that soft. It feels more like you would expect a strengthening treatment to make it feel. So, I mean, it's soft, but it feels stronger. Like each fiber is a little bit more textured, like you can really feel it in your fingers. So not bad. It's just, I think I'm used to paying more attention to my moisture than I am to my protein. So to me, it just feels a little off, but you know, that's just me. So yeah, this is what we're working with. She's getting long, guys. In case you're new around here, I had extreme bleach damage after a hairstylist left the bleach on too long, compounded with I just have been going lighter and lighter over the years. So my ends were just really, really weak. So I had waist length hair and I had to big chop it. I think I big chopped it to like here, which is pretty incredible. It's grown that much. I would say it's grown that much in maybe a month. That's not true. 2 months, sorry. But anyways, I'm gonna put some serum in and then I'll come back and show you guys how it looks with a little bit of oil in it. Okay, here we are with like a little bit of the Keratin elixir. I just love that stuff. It makes my hair so soft and it really manages my flyaways. Oh man, we're getting gray hairs, which is fine. I mean, it's a privilege, but um, I have been coloring my hair for so long that I haven't really seen my grays. So I'm gonna have to get used to them because my goal is tailbone length virgin hair. So that includes everything natural, right? All the grays. So, but anyway, I think I like it better with the oil. I mean, it feels softer, of course, having a little oil in it. But overall, my thoughts are the beer treatment is good. I would say if your hair is bleach damage, you definitely need a protein treatment once a week, in my opinion. And then I did a video on the science backing that up. But I would say if your hair is not really bleach damaged, I would do a beer treatment like no more than every few weeks, because I've done it 2 weeks in a row now, and I'm wondering if that's why my hair fibers feel more textured, which is good. That means they're stronger, but a little bit dry. So yeah, that's what I would say. Overall, I'm super glad that my friend recommended that. That was so much fun to try something so unheard of, I guess. But you know, I'm always down to try new stuff because I'm a hair junkie, and if you're watching this video, you might be too. So anyway, have a good day. So there you have it. We've debunked marketing again. So by liking this video, you're telling the algorithm that there is a place for researched content like this on YouTube. But by commenting and subscribing, you're telling me that I should continue making content like this for you guys. All options are of course free, but if you are feeling generous, there are links in the description box below to compensate all of my hours of research time. The article links will also be down there, so you can take a look if you want. But on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.